94 Rocks, Jay-Z backstage once again for Rockfest 2024. It's the Dirty 30 this year. And on the stage earlier today, we got a chance to see Living Dead Girl. And right now, I've got the lead singer of the band, Molly. And Molly, first of all, great to meet you for the very first time. How did you think it went today for the show?
I think it was an absolute blast.
Talk about being here in central Minnesota, in central Wisconsin. What does it mean, I guess, to be in a place like this for you?
This is insanely exciting because these are the kind of festivals that I idolized and worshipped as a child. Like, I used to go to metal festivals as young as 14 years old, and I always looked at these big stages and these big crowds and said to my parents, I can't wait to play these one day. So now that it's come full circle, it's kind of like, I feel very blessed.
It's kind of one of those pinch me moments today?
That's the perfect way to describe it, yeah.
Awesome. Hey, let's get a little history of the band for our listeners. Now, I know on 94 Rocks we have played a few of your songs, Dysfunctional and Alive, a few of those songs. But I guess I want to talk about how this band all came about, Molly. Tell us about it.
So I'm not going to lie, it was really cringy. When I was 16 years old, I would go on Facebook, everything, and make listings looking for band members. But I grew up in a very small town in Ontario, so trying to find people that wanted to make a metal band was very difficult. So for years, it was just me and a never-ending changeover of band members just jamming in my parents' basement. The only other original member is Jordan, our bassist. He's been with me since day one when I was 16. But nothing really happened for us until 2020. I went and recorded with Mitchell Marlowe. We did our debut album, Exorcism. And that's kind of when the band was officially born, if you will. I'd always been jamming, but I didn't have anything to show for it until Exorcism.
So let's talk about that. Obviously, you're kind of in the infancy stages, we'll just say, as a band. You're growing, you're getting more fan base. But when did you start to realize there was a growing fan base out there for you guys?
I think on our very first tour ever, the Exorcism tour, this was 2 years ago. I had never played in the States before. Like I said, I was from Canada, so we got our work visas. We came down here to do a tour. Very low expectations. Let's go play in some bars. And we had lineups of people wearing shirts with my faces on it outside every single bar. We were doing meet and greets. We had so many people showing up there. It was just kind of surreal. I was like, okay, this is my first tour ever, and you're already here. That was really cool to see the warm welcome.
It's not easy touring, is it? Especially as an up-and-coming band, it is a grind. What really keeps you going? I mean, obviously, you've got the passion for it. I can already tell just in the short time we've talked, but how are you able to keep that energy going each and every day?
Well, to be frank, I don't have a backup plan for my life. I put all my eggs in this basket. I've been declaring since I was 4 years old, I'm going to be a rock star one day. And I've never looked at any other possibility with my life. I'm just like, this is what I was put on this earth to do. This is what I'm good at. This is what I have fun doing. So despite being sweaty and unshowered and living in vans and vans breaking down on the highway, every bad thing that's come with it, I'm still just at the end of the day, I just want to be a rock star, and that is it.
It's not a glorious thing, is it? But it's a fun thing when you get a chance to be on stage for a short time.
Yes, it's not glamorous, not at all what I imagined, but it is a lot of fun, though, so it's always worth it.
Who have you looked up to as a kid growing up, I guess? Obviously you're younger, so who are some of those bands, maybe male, female lead singers that you looked after?
My number one inspiration's always been Avril Lavigne, so she kind of got me into rock, if you will, pop rock, but I always loved seeing a girl playing guitar and singing and smashing her guitar on the hood of a car in the Skater Boy video. I watched that when I was 3 years old and was like, oh my god, because I had only seen, Britney and J-Lo and girls very sexy, very dancing. I had never seen a girl playing guitar and singing, writing her own songs like that. So Avril kind of opened the door for me and got me singing. And then as I got older, around 10 years old, I accidentally found a Marilyn Manson video on YouTube. The next day, I kid you not, I bought a black lipstick and I was like, I'm goth now. That's kind of what got me further down the road, if you will, into the alternative music. I
was just going to say, if you've never seen a Living Dead Girl, your almost look is an Avril Lavigne mashing together with Marilyn Manson.
That is exactly what I was going for, so thank you.
I think it's perfect. Let's talk about the future for this band. Where do you want to see this band go, let's say, maybe in the next year or two, and in the next 5 years? Kind of what is the next progression for you guys?
I am absolutely hoping to take this party overseas in the near future. We have so many people begging us to come over to UK and to Europe. That would be such a huge bucket list thing for me that we started kind of discussing, trying to figure out how to make it happen, but that's kind of where I'm focusing on for the next couple years. I do want to go back into the studio and make another album. I do want to do, more new stuff and not just the covers EP. just keep the ball rolling, keep going the way we've been going.
So let me ask you that on a new album and that, I guess now that you've had a little bit of experience out on the road, been around other bands, has anything changed maybe for you on writing some music? Do you got a different philosophy? Do you maybe look at things a little differently? Do you want to get a little more edgier? Do you want to be less? I mean, kind of where do you see the band next?
Okay, so I'm going to spill the beans. We are in the studio in Nashville this year recording album number 2. So I just shared my own secret there. But I definitely am going with a bit of a different approach for album number 2. I'm a little older since I did the first one. The first one I started recording when I was 19. So, there's a little bit of some juvenile touches in there that I think are going to be kind of gone on this next album. The songs that we've done so far, like Ugly, our newest single, I think there's a bit of more of a maturity to them that I hear myself, and even my band members were like, whoa, like, you're angry, you're dramatic, like, where did this come from? You've always been so bubbly and fun. And I do want to keep that bubbly and fun, but I do think I've experienced and matured and everything, so many more things over the past few years. I want to put that into the music.
You mentioned you want to do some touring overseas and that. Who would you love to go out and play with, I guess? I mean, everybody has a bucket list that they want to, but let's ask maybe a real bucket list one, and then maybe more a realistic, who would you kind of be great to be paired with right now?
Okay, so bucket list would be In This Moment. I would faint if I got asked to open for them. I think they're incredible, and it would just be such like a match made in heaven to tour with them.
So have you ever had contact with Maria ever before?
I have. So our manager, Jeremy Saffer, is friends with Maria. He sent her, I did a cover of her song Horror, and she said it was awesome. So that kind of made me really happy.
Very cool.
And then a more like realistic right now band we would love to tour with. I would love to tour with our friends in Stitched Apart.
Oh, yes.
Mixie's a sweetheart, and I would absolutely love to play with her.
I'll see Mixie next week at Midsummer Music Fest over in Monaga, Minnesota. So we'll have a chance to chat with her, so that'll be exciting.
Nice, that's exciting.
Awesome. All right, I know we got to get going here, but for Living Dead Girl fans, as you've spilled the beans now already, we can expect a new album coming out and maybe some more touring in that. Is that kind of what's on the next horizon for you guys?
Yes, absolutely. We've got new music coming out, more tour dates being booked as we speak. Like, this is just the beginning.
And if more information is needed about you guys, I'm sure all the social media platforms?
Yes, we are on Facebook. We are Living Dead Girl Band. On Instagram, we are Living Dead Girl Official. And we also have a website, livingdeadgirl.ca.
Awesome. Molly, it was great to watch you today, see you in action. Loved you. Love spinning on 94 Rocks, and it was great to meet you in person and finally get to talk to you too. Have a great rest of your day and continue that success on the career.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Once again, that's Molly. She's with the band Living Dead Girl. We are backstage at Rockfest 2024. I'm Jay-Z on 94 Rocks.